in the house, just because they know they've done all the funding. Keith, hi, it's good to see you. Talking about funding, appreciate you being here. Jeff Huntington. Thank you, everyone. We're going to start this little event and presentation. We appreciate you all being here today. My colleague Brent Taylor and I. Yes. So we work hard at what we do, both of us. It always, the one thing that I always say is that this takes a village. I'm Roxanne Casey, Executive Director of the Ingham County Land Bank, and thank you for being here. I'm going to talk just briefly about the houses. Everyone else is going to talk about other things. These houses approximately were built in the early 1900s. These first three were built in 1914 by a great developer. And you're going to see the inside of them because they're just beautiful. So I want to point out a couple people. Tony Olivarez, where are you? Walk up here, mister. Holy cats. Couldn't have done it without him. Couldn't. So, and Hubble Construction, they are the ones that did all the renovations on those properties. It's just phenomenal. Rick and Nathan, thank you for being here. But these houses, again, it takes a village to do what we do. It's a lot of work. We worked with Sparrow Hospital about a year and a half ago. We ended up gaining these properties in May of 2024. We've been working on them since then. And I believe we gained them both around the same time, right? Habitat was faster than us. They moved very quickly, and that's okay. It's been great. So I am going to pass this off to Brent Taylor, Habitat for Humanity, the director.
Thank you, Roxanne. It's nice for Roxanne to say that we're faster, but we've only done 2 out of our 4, and they're already done with their 5, so I'm not sure we're faster. But we're trying really hard. It's certainly want to thank some of the same folks that Roxanne mentioned. University of Michigan Health-Sparrow started all of this. We've pieced our mix together a little bit. So Community Foundation, the Alan Jan Granger Beacon Hope Foundation, City of Lansing, Techtown Builders, the People's Church. So lots of funders, lots of volunteer groups, lots of the community involved with our homes. But I think, you've got 9 homes here that are going to become 9 houses that are going to become homes, right? 2 of ours are already occupied by folks that came through the Habitat program. And it's really meaningful, not just when you look at, from a visual standpoint, what this block now looks like, and the fact that 9 homes that were vacant and that represented security issues and safety issues are now like new homes for first-time home buyers. It's very exciting what's going on, but the piece to me that we want to keep remembering, we talk a lot about shelter in the housing industry, but there's also an element of economic justice here, right? These homes are going to be owned for the most part by folks who had been priced out of the opportunity to own a home, who were stuck in a rental cycle. Wages go up, rent goes up, inattentive landlords, all those things that sort of trap people in that environment. They're going to get out of that now, and they're going to start building wealth. They're going to have an asset that they can pass on to their children. It really is a revolutionary change for the lives of the folks that will end up in these homes. So I want to point out more than anything, we're very proud of the work we've done, and we're thrilled with all the community members, including the Land Bank and Ingham County, that have partnered with us on this project and others. But it's really about the folks that are going to live in these homes. And so I'm just excited to see what this neighborhood looks like a year from now when we drive through. So I would encourage you all to do that and see what this really means for our community. And with that, I would like to pass the microphone on to the president of University of Michigan Health-Sparrow, Anne Marie Creed.
Thank you. So as most of you know, I've been at University of Michigan Sparrow Lansing only a couple of months. But I really want everybody to know that this is really one of my more favorite events. I've been involved in Women Who Build in the Southeast Michigan area. I'm from Southeast Michigan area, and I've been involved in those projects with Habitat for Humanity and really understand the importance of getting these homes back into the community. So U of M Health-Sparrow has certainly been proud to donate these 9 homes to the Ingham County Land Bank and Habitat for Humanity Capital Region, which was on a very chilly day in April, which is not obviously the same today. So again, as I'm sitting here in my suit. But anyway, so it's a little bit different today. We are so proud to see the progress that's been made of these homes, and the fact that local families can see their dream of the home ownership come true. And we certainly are proud to be part of that. We know that our health system has an obligation to be a good neighbor and to contribute to making the area around our hospitals safe and livable. With plans for a new behavioral health hospital on the sprawling and beautiful site pending University of Michigan Board of Regents approval, we are working to remake and improve this area. We donated these properties because we believe in the work of the Land Bank and Habitat for Humanity. We're responding to the core needs of our community to make it safe and comfortable, and to provide affordable housing, which continues to contribute to the health of our community. Today's celebration is another milestone for the East Side neighborhood and for building a community in which families can thrive in a safe and healthy manner. Thank you for letting us be part of that. And I'm going to turn it over to Rob.
Thank you, Anne Marie, and thank you, Roxanne and Brent, still with us here. I'm Raleigh Van Fossen. I'm the Director of Economic Development and Planning for the City of Lansing, as well as one of Roxanne's board members for the Ingham County Land Bank. But I'm here today on behalf of Mayor Andy Shore to congratulate both the Land Bank and Habitat on the great success of the work they've done thus far. And we're excited for more of the homes to be finished, as Brent mentioned as well. But specifically, our partnership with Habitat on this venture specifically, we were excited and easy to be able to decide to invest over $200,000 in community development block grant funding to Brent and his team to make these projects a reality here in Lansing's East Side. You know, now more than ever is funding like community development block grant through our federal partners critically important for projects like this to be successful. It's easy for me to sit up here and say that the opportunity is great, but we want to see more of these opportunities, and we need continual funding for our partners like the Land Bank and Habitat for that to be successful. CDBG in the last year celebrated its 50th anniversary, and I point that out because it's something the mayor and I and others in the city speak often, because the time we're under now is those funding dollars are at risk with our partners, and so this is an important reminder that these are where these dollars go. When we have folks in DC who consider cuts to these programs, this is the type of impact it has. The impact for projects like Habitat and the Land Bank are doing to not be successful. And so we're incredibly excited to see projects like this come together and come across the finish line, because it shows that these types of investments are meant to be what they're for and designed for, to help neighbors have those opportunities. Something like the East Side is continually a growing community. Certainly the partners at U of M Health-Sparrow have been incredibly important to our friends at the Land Bank and Habitat to make these opportunities. Because in Lansing, our housing stock has now reached a point where it's older than what it's being done to keep it the same. And so having opportunities like this to reinvest and bring another 100+ years or so of life into these homes is critically important, and something we hope to see and be able to support the Land Bank and Habitat to do more across the city. So again, incredibly thankful to the team at Habitat, the team at Land Bank, and all of you for being supporting them in this effort. And again, on behalf of Mayor Andy Shore, appreciate this opportunity. Thanks so much. Now I get the esteemed privilege of introducing my dear friend and colleague, Ingham County Treasurer and Land Bank Board Chairman, Alan Fox.
Thank you, Raleigh. I don't know how many people recognize that this is the hat of the soccer team, Lansing Common, that plays in the neighborhood on the old Eastern Field. And I'm happy to be under this tent, because otherwise I will sunburn the top of my head. So that's why I brought it along. I'm relatively new compared to many of these folks in this field of economic development, housing development. It's not something I spent most of my life on, but when I started working on it, I did a lot of reading. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I've learned from almost everything I've read, which is that you build strong cities and you build strong neighborhoods through partnerships and through small things. This is not an office tower. This is not a housing tower in downtown Lansing. That's important. It's important for downtown Lansing to build large towers and to do that sort of thing and bring people into the downtown. But the way we build strong neighborhoods is by partnerships. And here we have a situation where the neighborhood association talked for years with Sparrow, before it was UM Sparrow, about doing something with these houses, about how they were a barrier to the development of the neighborhood, they were a barrier to the health of the neighborhood. And Sparrow, after University of Michigan acquired it and after it became UM Sparrow, did listen to that and did look for a way of getting something done. They partnered with the Ingham County Land Bank. They partnered with Habitat. They provided these wonderful resources to the community that were otherwise going to waste, and that's something that's hard to get big institutions to do. Institutions hang on to things, even when they don't know why they got them in the first place or what they're going to do with them in the future. So U of M Sparrow has to be congratulated for looking beyond the fact that they had the houses and looking to what was best for the community around them, what was best for the neighborhood and for the city. The funding for the work that the Land Bank did on its houses came largely from the state of Michigan. Our state senator, Sarah Anthony, was instrumental in getting that money into the budget so that it was available for us to do work here and available for other land banks in other communities throughout the state to do work that's similar to this. We see what we have and we know what we do here, but similar work is happening elsewhere on this scale. And so we thank the state of Michigan. We'll be hearing from Jeff Huntington of the State Land Bank Association next. And finally, as was mentioned once but needs to be mentioned, having Hubble Construction as a partner, as the contractor doing the work, a local firm, employing local people, caring about the art of the work, that was critical to what we have here. And so we were able to take the funds from the state and they're invested in the community. None of the money is leaving the area. It's all staying with local workers. It's being carried on to value for local home buyers. All of this done on a local basis. And that is, in the end, how you build communities, how you build strong neighborhoods. So I'm humbled to be part of that process. It's something that we need to look for ways to repeat in other places. It won't repeat the same way. You use the resources you have, you put the pieces together, and do different things in different places. And that's what I draw from this. I'm pleased to pass the mic to Jeff Huntington of the State Land Bank Authority. As I said, the State Land Bank Authority has been an important part of this equation, an important part of finding the resources to make this happen. Jeff?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'll make this brief so that we can get through these lovely homes and enjoy each other's company. My name is Jeff Huntington, and I serve as the Operations Director for the State Land Bank Authority. Our Executive Director, who's way better at speaking than I am, had a scheduling conflict, so he couldn't make it today. So when Roxanne asked me to fill in for him, I told you, as long as you don't put a live camera in front of my face, we'll be okay. So hope all these aren't live. With that being said, I did take the time to write down what I wanted to share today because it's important to me that I don't miss anything that I came here to share. Land banks have come a long way over the years. What we're celebrating today is just the result of work, not just over the past 2 years, but it's over the past 2 decades of hard work, persistence, collaboration in federal, state, and local level. Land banking is not just about demolition or selling side lots. It's more about playing a crucial role in community revitalization. By addressing blight, increasing property values, and generating revenue for municipalities, land banks serve as a strategic tool in Michigan for tackling the challenges of vacant and abandoned properties and fostering the long-term community development. Land banking is also not about fixing every blighted property, but just to find that spark or two that get the community excited and maybe catch a developer's eye. The Ingham County Land Bank, in particular, has been a pioneer, testing and evolving version after version of what a land bank can and should be. Through every challenge, they've shown unwavering passion and grit. I want to recognize a few key individuals whose contributions, past and present, have been critical to the growth of land banks across the state of Michigan. Eric Schertzing, the former Ingham County Treasurer. Of course, Alan Fox, our current Ingham County Treasurer. Roxanne Case, the Executive Director of the Ingham County Land Bank. And also Linda Horak, now with the State Land Bank, but formerly was a dedicated member of the Ingham County Land Bank team. These leaders have worked tirelessly year after year to find the funding and bring unproductive properties, including these very properties here you see today, back to productive use. The $75 million in federal funding that helped make these projects possible didn't just fall into our laps. It was the result of 18 years of persistence by local land banks across the state, knocking on doors, building partnerships, making the most of every dollar, and being ready to serve the communities where they live, work, and play. These newly rehab homes are just an example of what's being funded across the state and several counties. Other activities such as demolition and stabilization of structures are occurring as well. These activities will set the stage for communities to figure out what they want to do, what they want their neighborhood to look like, and how to grow. So thank you again to all who have played a role in getting us to this moment. It's a long list. Government leaders, local officials, business partners, and community advocates. Too many names to mention, but every single contribution mattered. However, with that said, it always starts with a spark. So again, thank you to those I've mentioned, and maybe a certain guy named Dan Kildee, for lighting the fire that made all this possible. Thank you.
I missed one of the things that I wanted to do, which is to point out the role of the Ingham County Board of Commissioners, which actually spends the money that I asked them to spend. Two of the members of the Board of Commissioners are here, I think. Commissioner Bob Pena, who, I don't know, do you represent this block, Bob, or are you nearby? You're very close. Nearby. And I think I saw Commissioner Miles Johnson in the back. Is Miles here?
Yes.
Commissioner Miles Johnson as well.
We have family on the street.
Okay. But Bob represents just about everybody in the county, even outside his commission district. So we're very, very happy to have him and Commissioner Johnson here as well. Thank you.
Okay, Brent and I are going to wrap this up here. One of the things that I wanted to mention about this, about the land bank homes, again, they were built in the early 1900s, right? These 5 houses here. They're all being sold as affordable units, between $180,000 and $190,000. That is affordable here in Lansing. And the way that's affordable is because the Ingham County Housing Trust Fund has down payment assistance that can help folks get into homes such as these. So we're pretty excited about it. We thank you all for being here. We appreciate the media, all of you here, because it's a beautiful day. Usually we have these days on nasty, rainy, cold days. We got lucky today, right, Alan? We did get lucky.
See, Roxanne always wants to speak first, and she says all the good stuff, and then hands me the mic and says, "Harry, close it up." So I will close simply by saying, just by being here today, you are all not only part of what's happening here, but part of the momentum that is going to carry us forward to the next project and the next project and the next project. So the Land Bank and Habitat for Humanity Capital Region and all of our partners are really making a difference in the community, and that takes the entire community to make that happen. So thank you all for being here, and I look forward to many more great projects in the community.
The houses are open, so please go on